I'm the accidental chef. And tomorrow, if I pass my exam, I will be the accidental realtor. Well, you know, my marketing people say we should keep with the brand. So I don't know how many more things. This is my 5th career, so I'm sure there's a lot more things I can do. It's April. I mean, it's March and April, so the weather's real good. That means we have tour buses. This week I had 3 tour buses. People coming in to Lafayette for whatever, the music or the azaleas or whatever. But anyway, so I had tours, and they come in and I do Cajun food for them because they all want to know how to make a roux. And that's, this morning I had 2 couples in my kitchen learning to make a roux. And we made courtbouillon from the roux. You know, once you start with the roux, then we usually split it in half and make 2 things. So we made redfish courtbouillon, and then we froze the rest of the roux because the other thing we made was shrimp étouffée. So one of the groups, this woman asked me, where does virgin olive oil come from? Italy wasn't the answer. She said, from the ugly olives. My son, the doctor, said, from the ones with no holes. No. Anyway, so much for that. Tonight we're making, now some of you know that when I started cooking for out, as they say, I started a line of frozen Italian entrees. So I had all this Italian food in a largely Cajun market. So I did a couple of dishes where I kind of modified it. Maybe some of you have had my shrimp Robin, which is my fettuccine with shrimp and bow tie pasta and crab boil. So kind of a little fusion there. Well, tonight I have one of those dishes. I call it chicken vermilion. I'm going to start it like fricassee and dredge it in this flour, and then I'm going to finish it like marsala, and then I'm going to serve it over some what I call quick scallop potatoes. I also like to serve it over noodles. Now I have to tell you, there's this marvelous product in the other store, in the other ROUSES store. It's a broad Amish egg noodle, and it's just divine. But I couldn't find it in this store tonight. But if you want, this dish does great over noodles. All right? So that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to make Regina biscotti, which are these little wonderful little cookies rolled in sesame. Okay, kind of a shortbread cookie rolled in sesame, and they'll be real good. How you doing, Miss Dan? And then we're going to have a lovely tomato salad with some fresh basil, some capers, and fennel. Okay, so that'll be lovely. We'll serve and a little purple onion, and we're almost good to go. Wonder what this is for. Does that go on the salad?
The good bread.
The good bread. Great. And tonight I brought you the recipe for the good bread. You know, we have good bread all the time. So I brought the recipe tonight. So what I've got here is I've got my my large ironclad skillet. The great thing about ironclad, it doesn't warp. You know, when your skillets get warped, the butter moves all in the places you don't want it, and you kind of have to throw the egg at it and make sure you hit the butter. And I've got olive oil in here. The viscosity of the olive oil is lower than the butter, so it's going to help my butter not burn and make it a better conductor for frying. 2 fats is always better. Okay? Don't tell your cardiologist I said that. All right. I'm just going to bring some heat up here because I'm ready to go. These are boneless thighs that I've marinated. In this marinated thing, I have salad oil, which is just vegetable oil, not olive oil, Tony Chachere's, and Worcestershire sauce. Okay? So, here we go. Now, I could season the flour as well, but I didn't tonight. I found my mother-in-law's electric skillet, and I have to say I'm in love. Because it's so easy to contain the heat and maintain the, it's just wonderful. It's all stainless. And then I found my favorite cookbook. Some of you know that I learned to cook with in Amy Vanderbilt's cookbook from the late 50s. And she has a whole chapter on just skillet dinners, you know? So my mother-in-law had it because she made, good Lord, chicken Kiev. Oh, my. It was the best. You basically pound the chicken breasts, and then you take 1/4 of a stick of butter and you wrap the chicken breast around it. Oh. Then you roll it in breadcrumbs or flour and you fry that baby. Hello. It was so good. That's how I got my sense of my love of butter. She put butter on everything. She learned to cook from Julia Child and that other woman, then the Joy. That was her big, her Joy had a big piece of tape on the binding. I saw it on my son's bookshelf in his kitchen over the weekend. So I'm keeping it together. That was that in the movie. I don't know if you saw the movie about Julia. She consulted with the woman Rudebacher, who made the Joy. The Joy is a different way of cooking because all the instructions and the ingredients are in paragraph form. So if you don't read through the recipe twice before, you will forget something, but it's really good stuff. All right. Salad oil. That's just to help with the browning, and because whenever I roast anything in the oven, that's how I start. And I put it on a hot oven and let it brown. So I put that oil on there to aid in the browning. Okay, it's not 100% necessary, but it helped with my the flour, adhering to it. I'm gonna bring the heat way up and get this really going. So while that's doing that, I'm gonna come over here and start my Regina biscotti. I've had put all my dry ingredients in here as well as my shortening, and I'm taking the pastry knife, which is 5 blades on this little handle, and I'm cutting the shortening into the flour. I can do it with 2 knives, like I'm making pie dough. All right, I'm just gonna break this up until I've got some crumble, creepy crumble. I would normally use a higher bowl so that I don't toss this everywhere. But we're not in a real kitchen, so it's kind of, you just make do. All right, there we go. This is smelling nice. See, we got that nice and brown. We'll go like that, go another minute or so, and then I'm gonna start turning them over. All right. This is supposed to look crumbly or like it's got gravel in it. You use 5 pounds of flour and 2 dozen eggs. So, which is pretty much a standard pasta proportion. Isn't that pretty? Just letting that fry. These thighs don't take long to cook. Ooh, yummy. Okay. Somebody give me 10 minutes on that. But my grandmother, God love her, she would make a hole in the flour, and that's exactly how my mother wrote it in her cookbook. Make a well in the flour and put the eggs, okay? I'm only using 2 eggs today, but I'm gonna mix this up while it's waiting for me. Misery, 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 misery. All right. Now this recipe says that I add a 1/2 cup of milk. Whoop. There was a tablespoon or 2. All these Added attractions. Thank you, sir. A half a cup of milk is 8 tablespoons, so I'm going to do it 3 times rather than 8 times. And if you don't like the cookies, there's some great ones by the deli. You can try those. See how my dough is beginning to get moist? Whoa, that's never fun. All right, clear the deck, so to speak. All right, you know what it means? You know what this is? It's time to just work this with my hands. So kind of press all that in there, okay? I'm achieving almost the same thing as I did with the pasta, except I added sugar to this. Some people call these bridal cookies, but they're called Regina, Biscotti Regina being the queen. So it's the best of all cookies. Nice mixture. You just can't do that with the spoon. You could probably do it real nicely with your pastry hook and your on your mixer. Must have been really good. The text wasn't good enough. I'm working here. All right. You ready? You ready to go to work? You sure? Okay. This is what we're making. Little torpedoes. We're going to roll those little babies in this sesame, and they're going to look like that. And we're going to put that right there. Okay? Any questions? Good. Make you some space up there. There you go. It looks like you got about 3 dozen people in here, so at least try to make 3 dozen. Wash your hands. That's right. We practice all safety in here. That's right. My mother said, I'm sorry, that was a Freudian slip. My mother said, what doesn't kill will fatten. I think that we have created these bacteria because we don't ever give ourselves anything to make antibodies with. Okay, so I'm going to add some more butter to this, just because we don't want to lose anything the chicken took. All right, and then I'm going to add these onions. When my kids were small, I made big rings of onions, so it was easy for them to take them out of the food if they didn't want to eat them. Then they stack them on the side of their plate, and then when they were still hungry, then they ate the onions. Okay? All right. Good shake. I'm gonna add some mushrooms. These are sliced baby portobello. White does just as well in this recipe. Who knew? All right. Thank you. Then I'm going to, see, the 10 minutes was my outer limit. So I just didn't want to add a little salt, help the vegetables break down. There's the butter. Looks good. Let that saute a minute. Well, let me tell you about these potatoes. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of steam them. I'm not really going to boil them because they're real tender, so I don't want them to break up too fast. So about an inch of water. So whatever the size of your pot is, then you can determine what you're going to do. All right? What y'all think? You think it needs more butter? What you think, Ann? I think it needs more butter too. And since we have it, what I'm going to do with that half a stick. Okay. Let that saute real good. We'll throw the lid on there so we don't lose any of that. Let's look at the good bread. We love good bread, huh? It looks like they have this new slicer in the bakery. And so I give it, I don't know, you see all those got missed somehow. She said it was because the bread was frozen. I left it alone. I didn't have time to go to HR. And so I'm just going to saw this in half so they're all the same, so that they brown evenly. Right? All right. Whew. All right. There we go. All right. A big St. Joseph's Day down at the Cultural Center. I think I told you about that. We're building a Sicilian Cultural Center down in Vermilion Parish, and on St. Joseph's Day, the Sicilian group donated a statue of St. Joseph, so the priest came and blessed it, and everybody was happy. Add some coarse salt. This is Phoenician, or from the Mediterranean. All right. Some crushed red pepper for zest. You have basil? Say yes. Say yes. No, dry basil. Dry basil. And some cheese. Lovely. Grazie, grazie, grazie. All right. Smells like motherhood. All right. Got that. Some dry basil. There we go. All right. Good. Y'all are really great students. Do y'all come to hear me teach, or do y'all just like the free food?
We like the show.
All right. Okay. Well, that's good. Come for the show. That's it. You know what I said earlier? Chin up, shoulders back, and on with the show, right? That's it. Debbie Reynolds, you gotta love that. All right. Okay.
Connie and what?
Carla. Connie and Carla. That's it. All right. Now the rule here with the bread is you just toss it until you've got all the bread is glossy, which means it's had contact with some of the olive oil. That's why I was adding more olive oil. Very nice. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to set this off aside. We're not going to put that in there. I'm going to add some of my flour here. The rule on flour and butter in a cream sauce or a sauce is a tablespoon of flour to 2 tablespoons of butter. So we have 2.5 sticks of butter in here. So that's a total of 20. So we need 10 tablespoons of flour, which is just north of a 1/2 cup. Okay? Cooking, algebra, and chemistry. All right? You got that good and thick. You see how that is? That's kind of thick. All right? I'm now going to deglaze the pot, and I'm going to use the Marsala wine. You don't have Marsala, you can use a dry sherry. They're very close and similar. Oh my God, I'm being heavy-handed. All right, and you can see how it's getting nice and thick. The flour and the wine. When I say deglaze, that means I'm getting all the gradon off the bottom of the skillet. Okay, it's a lot of wine, Carlos. Anyway, who noticed? All right, I'm gonna let that sink a little. And then I'm going to get 8 pieces out of this thigh. Or 6. How we doing here? Very nice. We're gonna go ahead and add our chicken stock to this.
Tina had a dinner party and she did the cocoa man.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. And I hope it was a big success. Okay, there we go. It's red wine, not sherry. That's it. Brandy to make it catch fire. She caught it on fire?
Oh, yeah.
The house is on fire. Ooh. You ready there? Look how beautiful you did. Just kind of tight, kind of tight, whatever. Just sort of kind of touch them down. There you go. All right. Go ahead and put the rest of this in here. Okay. I'm making more than one recipe, thank you. So that gives me license. 1 cup of heavy cream is never enough. All right. There we go. And you want to come up here and stir that to combine. I'll finish cutting the chicken. We'll have a marriage. Thank you so much. Let's give her a big hand for making those cookies. There you go. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. All right. I did what? Well, saw. All right. Okay. How's that look?
Great. This is my spoon.
All right, we combine. Look, I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken. Go ahead, stir that in. Let's have some parsley. You have any more chicken stock?
Well,
Yeah, put it. Come on, fam. Okay. Cheat sauce here and make it a nice brown color.
Now what was that? Kitchen bouquet?
Kitchen bouquet. Basically, it's coloring and caramel coloring. That's what they put in Coca-Cola. All right. How we doing?
Doing great.
It's never looked like this before, but I'm liking it. Very nice. All right.
It is heavy.
It's heavy, huh? Whew. I think it got off on the wrong exit. It looks like goulash to me. But hopefully it'll be good. Y'all are so forgiving, you know. All right, let's transfer. Grazie. Thank you so much. Ooh, I don't know what this is, but it's beautiful. It smells divine. All right. Not that I can leave any of that good sauce in there, all right? Now this is what we're gonna do. Clean this off, sprinkle it with parsley, and then I'm just gonna cover it with foil and bake it for a few minutes, okay? And while it's baking for about 20-30 minutes, I'm gonna make a salad. Okay. Maybe tonight good food is an accident. What was that? Really? Oh, it fell. Okay. All right. Nothing hurt there. I dropped it the other day in the deep fryer. It had the life case, but the plug door was open. So I've only got a little bit of a problem in one corner. I've got a silhouette. Two guys fighting. Okay. All right. I'm going to put it in a 375 convection oven. And I'm going to give it, I'm going to set it for 10 minutes. Now this is real easy. You slice the potatoes thin, try to get them all the same size. If you have one of those nice slicing plane thing, what are they called? Mandolin. You can do that. I always take the fingertips off, but I don't like to use it, okay? This is the fennel bulb, this is the fennel frond, okay? I'm gonna use a little bit of the frond as a decorative thing on my salad. The only recipe I know that does this, my aunt, she makes fava beans with the fennel, and she puts the frond, and of course serves it with a nice Chianti. All right? But that's the only recipe I really know. I'm gonna use Roma tomatoes. No, I'm gonna use Roma tomatoes and capers, all right? Sheena bought this knife from my gadget aisle. This is a tomato knife. It has a serrated edge, which is better for tomato because it helps break that skin. Okay, you see that commercial on TV, they saw a penny in half and then slice a tomato. Well, you don't need a sharp, slicked edge knife for a tomato because it doesn't work as well, so. All right. Did I put the timer on the chicken? Impressive. Impressive. Okay. You want me to?
Yeah. I don't like that anymore.
All right. The red one's clearly for tomato. I'm going to go ahead and just take the stalk off of my basil and leave it whole in the salad. All right. Sorry. Something you want to share with the group, Mr. Matisse? Oh, okay, cool. On Amazon?
No, his wife.
Oh, okay, got it. There you go. That's it. I went to E's Kitchen at Christmas and tagged everything I wanted, so whenever my kids and my wife got there, they had all the stuff ready. They have wonderful stuff. They have a new store now. Okay. Don't you love the smell of basil? Then we're going to add some onions, again sliced thinly. Break that up. Add my capers. Now this is white wine. Do you have red wine? All right. Big whoop. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Does anybody know where we're at now? Oh yeah, we're gonna chop this. Do we have hot pads? Oh yeah, we do. No man, no sir, it didn't. See how it's just bubbling up from the bottom? I'm gonna give it a soft toss. I don't want to break my potato. If I was at home, I'd use my broadest spoon so that I'd have a quick toss and not, because I don't want them to lose their integrity. All right? How about that? Did we put salt? Put a little more. Okay. All right. All right, there we go. We got this bulb off the bottom. You can see it's layered. And then I'm just going to slice it thin, cross-cut from the side, okay? Danny, you getting that? No answer.
You got a thumbs up.
Oh, okay. You know, that reminds me of that old Rod Stewart song. A nod is as good as a wink to a blind horse. Since I'm staring at the cutting board. All right. Actually, you know, I stare at the cutting board so you can see the top of my head to see that the top is just as lovely as the front. Some woman asked me the other day, she says, how did you come to get the name The Accidental Chef? I said, you know, that's the second most question that's asked to me. The first one is, why does your hair always look so good? So,
Oven timer.
the oven timer. Okay. So what about this oven timer? It says beep, beep, beep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in here for 12 minutes. Actually, I'm going to switch them so they're not so close to the radiation. Ooh, the side of the oven's hot. All right, yes, yes, yes. And what does it say, 12 to 17 minutes? Does anybody read that? 12 to 15? Thank you. What is your name? Thinking of somebody else. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to cross-cut this into bite-sized pieces. Yum-y. You're going to love this. Just realized one of our regulars aren't here tonight. A good salad uses everything in the fridge that's about to go to date. All right? Let's add this. And when she says, I can't believe you put dill on the salad, just smile. Okay? When we got to Sicily, this was growing everywhere, in the ditches, in the yard, just like hair. It was just so, my uncle and I were freaking out because it was such a treat. We call it, the Sicilian word for it is finocchi, which is fennel. So, all right, good? Any questions about the salad?
Explain about the coarse salt, Charles, why you use that instead of fine salt.
Mostly because it's on the counter, truth be told. I like to use coarse salt at the end of a dish, like if I'm serving something that needs salt at the end so that it maintains its integrity and you get a crunch. Like I make that little bruschetta and I put the coarse salt so it's hard. I put it on right before I serve it so you have a little bit of a crunch. It doesn't, the other thing with coarse salt, it stays intact. Like the crushed red pepper, you get a burst of pepper rather than the ground that's gonna merge itself in the whole, in your whole sauce. This is just gonna give you a burst of flavor, okay? It's good to use it mostly at the end, not in your cooking, because one One thing it does do, though, when you put it in your cooking, you get a sense of how salty it is faster. So it's just an acquired skill and taste. Okay, look, our potatoes are just about done. So you know what I'm going to do? Since it only seems fair, I'm going to add a stick of butter. And I'm going to let that boil out and make a butter sauce. All right? We're all happy now. There we go. It's Lent. That's about all we can have is the butter. All right. Get some parsley ready to go. Now, what's the parsley for? Does anyone know? Oh, the potatoes. Okay. Ooh, it's time for this one to go home. All right. Any questions?
Are you using salted butter?
Let me check. No. I use what was in the fridge. This particular one is unsalted. I always use salted butter. Now, I have met packs of people that said, once you use unsalted butter, your life will never be the same, you'll never go back, and all these other promises. I have to confess, too, I was once a follower of Abby Hoffman. That didn't turn out well either. But anyway. All right. Come on, you people. I'm wasting this material. What is going on here? Dang. Uh-oh. I opened the other butter. Horrors, horrors. All right. Somebody want to come and spread the bread on the tray? Anybody? There comes Ann. All right, good. Thanks, Ann. There's 2 trays there, too, if you need it, babe. Okay, babe? Okay, babe. Babe. All right, let's put some, you have ground red pepper? No, that's coarse red pepper. Crushed red pepper. Just spin it good. There you go, boo. Use 2 fingers. To the front, to the front, to the front. All right. We're going to put some, providing we can open it. Dang. All right. Some red wine vinegar. All right. Some salt. Found it. The red pepper. Perfect. That's it. Cayenne pepper. I'm going to put a little salt right now because it's going to help the vegetables masticate. Okay? Not like a teenage boy. It's just going to help this break down. Okay? All right. And I'm going to toss that. Ooh, look how beautiful that is. We can just stop right there. You get a close-up of that, Danny? Add some olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil. The Lonely Olive Oil Hearts Club. All right. Pretty? It's terrible when you make this stuff up and then you've got to go back and read the recipe. Because the educator on aisle 4 is going to, oh no. All right. Freak out. Woo, that's looking beautiful, huh? Oh my gosh. I hate to add lettuce, but I have to. And I have to add a little cheese. Okay? That's it. Oh my God. Whew. Isn't that gorgeous? Huh? Don't you just love salads? Al fresco, we would call that. Al fresco. Al fresco. Come on, come on. Ooh, don't they just look buttery? Look at you. Will they all fit?
I think so.
Make it work, woman. Make it work. Okay, how much longer on the cookies?
Tina, the office.
4 minutes and 41. Uh-oh. We got trouble in paradise.
Trouble with the tea?
Do what? They're not 3/4 inch apart. Okay, well, it's going to be a large cookie. I wish you'd have said something. All right. Now that's buttery potatoes. Hmm? That's one way to describe it, huh? I'm gonna bring my heat up a little more and get all that, bubble that out of there. This is my 20-minute supper. These potatoes, an 1.5 inch cut sirloin steak. By the time that's ready, I do the steak, rub the steak real good with oil, 3 minutes on each side, okay? These potatoes and this salad, and dinner's ready. So, it's a yummy thing. That's it. Now, if you want your steak more cooked than rare, then you would just add 2 minutes for each thing.
Okay, bread.
Bread's ready? Look at you. All right, we just have one oven, so that's got to finish. All right. Any questions? And hand me one of those bags of lettuce, please. Do we have a little plate? We can have a little salad before we have a little dinner. It'll be so civilized. All right. There it is. Your cuticles?
With all the olive oil.
Oh yeah. Where's the other bag of lettuce? Did you see it?
Right there.
It moved. All right. Leafy romaine. Really? No, there's not a bigger bowl, honestly. I like a challenge me. Give me one of those rectangle pans. Oh look, I'll just use the one the bread was in. No, I'll use this one. It's all full of wonderful stuff anyway, right? Beautiful. Do what? Really, huh? Isn't that beautiful? Shoosh. Oh yeah, that question I get all the time right after the one about my hair. I call myself the accidental chef because I got here by accident. I was doing something else entirely and that came to a screeching halt, so I started cooking. You know, they kind of assess your assets. Chin up, shoulders back. And on with the show. So I love to cook. I do it somewhat better than most. That's up to you to decide, actually. There we go. Ready, set, go. You had some of these forward tables. If you just want to step up and pick up a plate, that'll be okay. Oh, sorry, Sheena. Got a little on your jacket. Is that the right number of plates? And then you can throw it back in here. Thank you.
Too much tomato.
Too much, not enough lettuce. We have to go a lot smaller. Let me have that salad, please. Grazie. I don't see the other one. Do what? Oh, I'm sure. All right. The chicken can come out too. Just set it over here. And then we're going to bring the oven up to 450 and put the bread in. I don't know. There's 2 plates there, baby.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Look, set it on the range top, Ann. They're off, yeah. Don't stir them. Okay. Is this it, the last 2 plates?
That should be.
All right. Let me put a little lettuce on that one in the corner over there. Where was it? Oh, there you go. All right, good deal. Yum, yum. All right. How we doing, Ann?
I'm trying to raise the temp.
All right, you go 450. That's close enough.
That's close enough.
Yeah, just shut it. 6 minutes. I'm gonna add my parsley to my potatoes. Give them a good stir. Look at that, yummy. It's what's for dinner. Not pretty? Let's check our chicken out. Oh, I see, said the blind man. This is a great recipe for a chafing line because it holds up very nicely. What is that? Oh, we have a second oven?
Yeah.
Good Lord, who knew? Look, in that bottom one, there's put them right here. Pull them out and put them right here. And there's in the bottom, there's some round pizza pans. Take a few off and let's put them in that. I forgot about the bottom oven.
That's on 400 for 6 minutes.
There you go. Pretty? Whose salad is this? Does anybody not get salad? Oh, I'll have to eat it unless you want it. Do you eat salad?
Try tomato.
She'll try a tomato. Hello.
Oh, she's so good.
I'm serious. It's thick like fricassee. Probably could have used less flour, but I was tempted to use everything I had left in the dredge. That's like a, personal thing. Raised by immigrants, don't waste anything, So my son's saying, like, Dad, there's no tomato paste left in that can, give it up, and I'm there. All right. There you go. Now just kind of break these little boo-boos. There you go.
Is the good bread ready?
The good bread is not quite ready. We'll bring it around. We'll walk it around, okay? Whoa. Ooh. All right. Raise your hand if you don't have a plate of food. Well, you don't need all these plates.
Okay.
Go ahead. Give them 2, Ann. Okay. Seven. So I got 8 plates with potatoes on it. So. Okay, a show of hands if you don't have a plate. 1 over here to the left, Sheena, Queen of the Amazon. All right, how we doing? Everybody has a plate? It's not quite goulash, but it's a little more creamier than I would ordinarily make it. But the chicken's tender.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. Sensible. That's a some comfort food. Now you can make it ahead and put your real al dente egg noodles in the bottom of the pan. Then put your stuff on top, and then you can freeze it and then just bake it with the pasta in there to heat it up and get it. It's really, that'll make it, and then you're ready to serve. Yummy. Mm. Mm. Those mushrooms are almost as meaty as the chicken. Mm. Mm. It's yummy. Well, I don't know what you call it, whatever you want. Mm. Suitable for bathing. Mm. Yum. Goodness gracious. I didn't get a piece, Ann. Is it good? You enjoying it? You're not paying, so you don't have to lie. If you didn't like it, you know, you can be truthful. Mm. 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 All right. Bon, thank you, Sha. Put it on my salad. How about that good bread? That's good.
Is that sourdough?
No, sir. Ciabatta. Mm. Oh, c'est bon, Sha. I needed a little bit. Just let's do one more minute. They gotta get a little more brown on the bottom. We're only delayed in our cooking process because the bottom oven wasn't hot. So I think, go ahead and try that. See if you think it's done. But you have to be real careful because there's like 2 minutes between right here and burnt. Okay? So you don't want to go too far. High taste. Taste cooked? Taste well. Let's get a second opinion. I'm going to. All right. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and pull them out, Ann. Mm-hmm. Sensible. Everybody still has a napkin? Ann's going to walk around and give you one. Mm. The sutures. Here's some. All right, let's give it up for Ann. Bon bon. Whoo. And when it cools a little, it's going to be even, yeah, a little more crispier. You know, how much Crisco did it call for? 1 cup. And one of those blocks is a cup? That's what I read. Is that right? That's right? All right. And 1 cup of sugar? Or 2? 1 cup of sugar. Okay. All right. What you think, Miss Dan? Good stuff, huh? Well, on behalf of Louisiana Kitchen and Rouse's, we're really glad that you all were here tonight.